So that is being live streamed, and we just want to get that set up. Thank you again. You can chat with each other, a lot of you from the Genius community, and got that going. All right, let's go ahead and look at this. Welcome everyone to episode 1 of the Energy and Frequency Podcast. It's a podcast dedicated to connecting with people in the energy medicine and vibrational world. I want to connect with as many people as possible. And in this age of light and sound and frequency, we want to discover new things outside the realm and orbit of the genius and really talk to other people and gain a new understanding of what vibrational medicine is all about. If you have any recommendations of people that we should be interviewing in the sound healing world, in the vibrational medicine world, in the energy medicine world, we want to talk to all of them and really consider if they would be a good match. And we want to connect our different tribes together by visiting with other people with different philosophies, thoughts, pioneering ideas. So we also want to interview people from within our Genius community. If you're a practitioner and you'd like your practice to be highlighted and you have something important to share with us about your experience, then we want to invite you. So it's going to be every Thursday live streamed to YouTube. And you can always join us live on the Zoom or on YouTube or watch the recording afterwards. We're also going to be uploading the audio to all of the different podcast platforms. So we'll be uploading the audio to Apple Podcast and the other ones that are out there so everybody can listen live. We can just spread the word and talk more about vibrational medicine in a professional and hopefully in an exciting and an engaging way. So thank you again for being here and thank you for being part of our Genius community. I really so much appreciate it. And we're going to have a great guest today and a great conversation. So just a few more things here. That again, you can just join us every single week if you want or watch the recording. This is definitely going to be recorded. And in fact, I do need to remember to do that. So let's go ahead and do that now. Just to make sure that we have both the recording for the podcast as well as the live stream. Again, Dr. Ariel Policano with the Energy and Frequency Podcast. So it is going to be every Thursday at 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern. And we're going to be interviewing people in the frequency and energy world. You know, we've been through so much over the past couple of years, but it's opening a huge new door to incredible new frequencies and technologies that we're all going to be much more aware of and open to and receptive to. And so it's really an incredible new world of discovery. So many different technologies and ideas that are going to be out there that I know that you in our tribe and community will want to be a part of. So we're going to be talking to people in that world. If you know somebody that we should interview, please, just send me a message, Ariel@geniusbiofeedback.com. And if you yourself want to be interviewed because you're a really wonderful part of our community, we'd love to promote you, but have something, good to talk about, your practice, your history, maybe another type of healing modality that you do that you combine with the Genius. We'd absolutely love to talk with you. So just reach out by email. Be easy to talk to and would love to talk with you and interview you. Okay. So with that in mind, I just want to remind everybody that the Genius is a quantum biofeedback technology, and it helps you to learn more about yourself and the world around you through your voice, through your picture, just sort of where we're coming from. And you can learn more about the Genius at geniusbiofeedback.com. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a naturopathic doctor. I actually went to a real medical college called the National University of Natural Medicine and learned all about health there. And then I've learned a lot about vibrational medicine, have been teaching and training about the Genius since about 2012. Now we're going to be interviewing Jing today. Jing Zhou is a wonderful and a really appreciated member of our community. And some really interesting things about Jing is that she, both of her parents are medical doctors, which she's going to be talking to us more about. And it's a very interesting part of her history and her journey to discover the Genius. And she has been really successful with her biofeedback practice. I think she's going on almost 3 years of practice. And she came here with not really a health background, but a desire to help other people. And that's what our Genius community is all about. So please bear with me as I sort of play around with the technology here. We're also going to bring up the Genius as well. And just let me get situated here. So Jing, I'm going to bring you on now. I'm going to open up your microphone and ask you to start your video when you're ready to do that. Hello, Jing, how are you? Oh, I hope we have audio. It's just, let me just go ahead and open up your audio. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Jing, hello, how are you?
Good. How about you, Ariel?
I'm doing great, and it's really nice to be connected with you. We're going to switch some things here on the screen around, but thank you for joining us, and thank you for being our number one episode on the Frequency and Energy podcast. You're so gracious to come on and be with us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to know about the Genius.
Okay, it is my great honor to be here. I'd like to share my own story, how I started with Genius. I started with Genius from, I don't believe in frequencies. And it's a funny thing that about 3 years ago, I had a really bad carpal tunnel syndrome. And to the point that I couldn't sleep for 3 months. I only slept 2 to 3 hours every night. And I suffered a lot of nerve pain and radiates to the back of my arm. And so once I lay down for 40 minutes and the pain started, so I had to get up and walk around. I mean, I don't know if any of you experienced nerve pain. They're different than muscle pain. I mean, muscle pain, you can massage it and you can feel better, but the nerve pain, really, you cannot do anything. I just have to shake my hands, both of them. I have to shake my hands and walk around. And then once I feel the pain is kind of disappeared, and I went back to bed, but 40 minutes later, I still had to get up and walk around again. So I suffered this for 3 months, and I went to doctors, and the doctor gave me some kind of nerve test, and he said, well, you're too late. If you have surgery now, you only have 70 to 80% chance to recover.
Oh my gosh.
And he said, if you came to us early, you probably have 90% chance. I said, no, I can't. I can't have a 70 to 80% chance because I play tennis. We're talking about 2 hands. So I was really struggled with what should I do next? And meanwhile, I was in an aromatherapy program. My aromatherapy teacher, Sandra, she introduced this Genius to me. And the first time when she talked about it, I was thinking, this must be some kind of scam. I'm not. So, but she was so her tone was so convincing, and she said, "Oh, this saved my husband. When I run this on my husband, I show this, show that." So I didn't even pay attention the first time she mentioned, but she ran this on me during the class break, and everything was so close to the truth. And I was even shocked because we don't talk about emotion. We were there to study essential oils. And that's how I came home. I thought about this. And then I'm thinking, you know what? Hey, either way, either I go through surgery, which I have a 70 to 80% chance to recover, or I try this. All right. And what's so good about this thing is that it's non-invasive. I'm not going to eat anything. It's not going to go through my digestive system. I'm not going to inject anything. It's not going to go through my bloodstream. So the worst case scenario is—
hang on just one second. I want to hear the rest of this. And I know that our wonderful audience wants to hear it as well. We're having a little bit of a broadcast glitch. So sit tight and we're just going to get right back into the Zoom. Okay. So hang on 1 second. All right. Keep that thought. you so much for hanging in there, Jing. So
Okay.
we're just gonna pick right up from where we were, and thank you so much. So you were talking, and very, very interesting, about the medical take on nervous system issues, and that if you have surgery, there will be very little chance that you will be able to make any type of progress. Would you say 70% or less chance that you would be able to have full recovery?
Yeah, they told me 70 to 80% chance to fully recover. And if I want to see them earlier, I probably had a 90% chance. That's what they told me after the nerve test.
Wow. So what was your thought about that at the time?
Well, I really, I was devastated because 70 to 80% chance recovery means nothing to me because I'm a tennis player. That's I really have passion to tennis. I don't know if I can still play tennis again after the surgery. So I really, really hesitate to take surgery this route. And that's the time when my aromatherapy teacher, Sandra, introduced the Genius to me. The first time actually she ran on somebody else in our class, and that person said, "Wow, it's so accurate." And I just laugh on my mind. I'm like, this must be some kind of scam. I don't believe this. So, and she ran this on me, and I was shocked because everything she said, emotions, it was so accurate. I'm like, wow. And I didn't know everything has frequencies on this planet back then. And never heard of this concept. But I was at the point that I either go through surgery or I try something that, hopefully can save me, can save my two wrists and hands so I can continue play tennis. So I decided, you know what, this is non-invasive. I'm not going to eat anything. I'm not going to, so nothing will go through my digestive system. I'm not going to inject anything. Nothing will go through my bloodstream. And the worst case scenario is that I just waste my money. So, and also if I go through surgery, I still have to spend that kind of money. So that's why I decided give it a try. So I think I purchased the very basic package at the beginning. Like I said, because I didn't believe this, but hey, I didn't have choice back then. So I started using this, and just like Ariel said, I didn't have any medical knowledge. Although I'm from a family, my father, who's a alternative in Chinese traditional Chinese medicine doctor. My mom is an internal medicine doctor, and my husband is also a doctor.
Your husband's a doctor too?
Yeah. And I'm surrounded by doctors. Why do I need to know medical knowledge, right? And so, but I follow Ariel said, just put the red and the blues in your balancing tray. And however, I have to say this, I did this religiously every day, 15 to 30 minutes in the morning, 15 to 30 minutes in the evening. Really just because I told myself, this is the last shot. If this is not going to work, I just have to have surgery because I cannot tolerate this pain anymore. However, 6 weeks later, just one night, all of a sudden, I slept the whole night. I did not have any pain. And in the morning, I'm like, I was shocked because I didn't know what happened. I told myself, oh, probably last night I slept in a good position. So I didn't feel numb. And yeah, maybe just one night doesn't mean anything. So I didn't pay much attention. And then the following nights, and every night I just slept more and more hours, and I didn't suffer this pain. It feels like I'm healed. But to me, I didn't do anything different. I still play tennis on a daily basis. I still do my workout. I didn't even change my workout because on my mind, I'm thinking, this thing is a scam. I'm going to test it. So if I change a lot of things, I don't know which one is working. Even I have good result. That's why I did not, having that mentality, I did not change anything. It just disappeared. And so I talked to my aromatherapy teacher, and she said, have you thought about the genius changed you? I just laughed. I said, no way. And she said, why don't we just ask Ariel during our class? We have the Monday weekly training class. I don't know if you used to remember this or not, Ariel. I did ask you this question, and your answer is that, why not? I'm like, really? So, but that's the miracle. From that point on, this nerve pain and radiates to my entire arm, the back of it just gone. It just gone.
That's so nice to hear. That's really great, because it's your tennis game, and because there's no real easy way to get relief from that type of nerve pain. And that's what's important to understand. Just the incredible mental relief to not be in pain anymore must have been wonderful.
Oh yeah, be able to sleep several hours. If you had that issue, probably you can understand, but if you never had that issue, you don't know if you only slept 2 to 3 hours every night for 3 months. And it just, I feel I was miserable. So, but however, the byproduct is that since the pain's gone, gradually totally gone, and the quality of my sleep improved dramatically. And I was a very light sleeper, and even one drop of rain could wake me up. I'm not even kidding. And I always tease about this nowadays. And you know, if you ship me back to China, I wouldn't know it. That's how I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but I like it. I don't have dreams, and I just sleep through 6 hours straight. But once I wake up, I'm really up. I mean, I don't feel dragging. I don't feel tired. I'm just wide open. I'm so refreshed. That's how I feel. But anything happened, I don't know. Every night, I don't know. Sometimes my husband was called back to the hospital in the middle of the night. And the next morning he asked me, did you know I went back to the hospital? I said, no, I don't. I really don't. That's how much amazing. Yeah, it is.
So that's a big change. So that's something else. So the nerve pain went away, and then the sleep also improved significantly, where you get into a much more restful state of sleep.
Oh, yes, definitely. And it's not just me. I would say 95% of my clients, they all experience this. The quality of their sleep dramatically improved.
That's what we hear as well.
They use this.
We hear that a lot. And it's nice to hear that you have that same experience with your clients. So when you first started, what did you mostly put into your trays? Just the reds and the blues?
Yes. Well, because back then, like I said, I did not have any medical knowledge. That's the how amazing this program is. Even you don't have to have medical knowledge, be honest with everybody. You can just follow this program and put reds and blues. Oh, also, I think in our class, Ariel mentioned anywhere above 600, anywhere below 200, I just put them in, and then put them in the progress inside and run the high. And each item means what I didn't know back then. I didn't make connection. You know, I couldn't see the pattern because I didn't have the knowledge. So that's all I did. And gradually, because I took a lot of classes from Ariel, and that's another thing about our program. We're very heavy on education. If anybody interested in Genius, and either you want to run this on yourself or for your family, or run this as a business, I highly encourage you to take classes from Ariel. We have a lot of certificates, level 1, level 2, you know, several levels, and you eventually, once you take some classes, you can see the pattern when you run the Genius. That's another thing I want to mention here.
No, that's fantastic. What encouraged you or gave you the incredible courage to go from working on yourself individually to actually having clients now?
Well, I see the result. I mean, I think the genius saved me and not having surgery, and also I started with some of my friends, and I see their improvement. When you see their improvement, you really feel a sense of fulfillment, and
Absolutely.
you
Absolutely.
feel, it's well, I know, when I win tennis match, I feel achievement, but that's different, and you're helping people really, because the world that we are living in today, a lot of people are having stress, anxiety, and when my dad is 95 now, and he's having Alzheimer, and of course he doesn't know anything, but when he was good and healthy, he always said that sleeping is #1 medicine. And back then,
I agree with that. I agree. I really agree. There's so much evidence that sleep is one of the most important wellness practices that we can do, getting enough sleep, going to bed early, and really getting quality sleep. So he really knew, really understood that.
Well, yeah. So I didn't know that. I always said, yeah. I never paid attention. But I am benefiting from this high quality of sleep. I mean, every 24 hours, I only need 6 hours sleep, and I'm good. I don't take a nap during the day. I believe the frequencies. Here's another thing, being a practitioner. When I run, and I truly believe what Ariel said in our class. You said, I remember this, your body is smart. Your body knows what to pick up, what to leave out.
Exactly.
So when I run the frequencies for my clients, I'm pretty sure my body knows how to pick up the frequencies that are resonating with my energy system and leave the rest out. So that's why I always feel I have energy, and I never, although I play tennis, I see my client, I do a lot of things, but I don't feel tired. But by the end of the day, like I always try to go to bed like 10 o'clock, and when I hit the pillow, and I'm done, and I can fall asleep easily, and then sleep through the whole night.
So what is your current practice? Do you run the Genius about every day or so, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, or tell us a little bit about what your typical practice is for yourself?
I normally run frequencies for myself on weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, most of the time Sunday. And I export the frequencies to my quantum capsule.
That's very smart.
I listen to that, and I don't know how many people are listening, but I'm telling you, people, I put my coffee, I bought the
remedy plate.
Yeah. And I put my coffee on the plate, and I connect the quantum capsule, and I just imprint the frequencies into my coffee in the morning.
That's very smart. I like that. So you do a Genius session on yourself at the beginning of the week on Sunday when you have time, and then you export the frequencies to your own quantum capsule. And then during the morning, to get the frequencies to saturate even more, she connects her remedy plate to her quantum capsule, the device that the quantum capsule is on, and imprints the frequencies from the quantum capsule into the coffee, the water, whatever it might be. It sounds like. Is that right?
Yes.
That's really cool.
And also I imprinted my gemstone bracelet, that the one that I always wear, and the stone that I always wear on a daily basis, put it on the remedy plate and imprint frequencies on those things. So,
very nice, very creative ways to entrain. The Genius works through a combination of the person's intention and the frequencies, and frequencies are always affecting all of us all the time. And we're responding to frequencies through a phenomenon called entrainment. We're sort of steeped in whatever frequencies are around us. If it's people saying really happy, healthy, uplifting things, we're affected by it. If it's people saying really negative things, we're affected by it. If it's a frequency, maybe EMF, maybe we're negatively affected by it. If it's somebody cheering us on, we're affected by it. So we're constantly being shaped by frequencies, even if we don't realize it. And our own voice, other people's intentions, and frequencies that come from things like the genius all can shape us in a very positive way. So the frequencies that you're availing yourself through the gemstone, through the coffee, you're in training or drinking them in the same way you drink the coffee in. And you're really having a wonderful effect. What this means, I think, is that you don't need to run or play the frequencies from the quantum capsule all day. You sort of put them into the gemstone and the coffee so that you can kind of go about the rest of your day. Is that right?
Yes, and because my dad is having Alzheimer's, so I'm afraid I'm gonna have it, and I'm afraid I have the predisposition. So I mainly run the brain anatomy, the cognitive function, the library that I have, and also Alzheimer.
For yourself or for yourself or for your father?
Oh, for myself.
Yes, as a preventative.
Yes. Yes.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. I love it. I love it. Now tell us a little bit about your clients and some of the experiences that you've had with them so far.
Wow, there are a lot of stories about my clients, but I want to pick. I think this client was on our summit one time, and I use frequency, and she's still using it. The client who's not living in this state, and she's my longest client. She's been using this for 3 years since the day I started doing this as my practice. And she told me she feels that nowadays, if she has a cut, okay, it takes really just a little bit of time just fully recover. And she feels her recovery time is much shorter than before. And she's one of those people who did not have good sleep ever since she started using the frequencies. And she sleeps so well up to this day, every night. So, and her facial color is always bright and very even. And I always laugh at her. I said, well, you're perfect. So, but she still wants me to run. She's one of my monthly subscriber, which I start really low rate. And she still wants me to run the frequencies on a weekly basis. Every week.
Just tell us a little bit about that. Tell us how a monthly subscription works and how long she's been doing that monthly subscription. This is something just solely between Jing and her client, based on having the genius, has nothing to do with us. So just tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, the monthly subscribers, that the people give me money at the beginning of the month, whatever the day you pick, the first day of the month. Oh, and then I run 4 to 5 on a weekly basis. They give me their new voice and picture. I run a new assessment and customize the frequencies and export to their contact capsule. We do this on a weekly basis. So every month I run the frequencies on them 4 or 5 times, depends on how many weeks.
How many weeks in a month?
Yeah. And this is my what I call monthly subscriber.
Very good, very good. And so how long has this subscriber been with you for?
Well, this particular one, this one, she started with me since the day that I started doing this as a practice, as my business.
So that's a couple of years now.
3 years.
3 years, yeah.
3 years. Yeah, that's how long I've been doing this. And I even told her, I said, you want to take a break? And she said, no, I'm not going to take a break. She thinks the monthly subscriber program is better than her paying medical insurance premium. And that's why she wants to stay with these frequencies. I still run the weekly frequencies for her up to this day.
So it has had a benefit. What are some of the benefits that she has described to you that she feels that she's experienced from receiving the frequencies on her capsule?
One is definitely her sleep. That's number one. Number two, along all these years, and she feels her liver function is better. Because before she always felt she had a lot of oil on her hair, and now she doesn't feel that anymore. And before she had, when I started running the frequencies on her, she thinks that that's hereditary. She always has a shortness of breath, and her daughter has the same thing. And so now it's gone. And when I asked her this, I asked her this question a couple of weeks ago. I said, do you still feel that? And she goes, oh, if you didn't say this, I forgot I had that. So she doesn't have that anymore. And
that's classic, really is amazing, is that people may be in a ton of pain. They may feel terrible. They may not sleep. But once they get better, because being healthy is our most natural state, you could find clients even forget that they had the issue in the first place.
Yeah, that's the thing. And also, she just recently told me, and she feels that, small cut recovers quickly, much quicker than before.
What, a small cut recovers more quickly for her,
yes,
from getting the frequencies. What do you find are a lot of some of the frequencies that you send to her on a regular basis, or do they change over time?
They change over time. Every week I run, but for certain time, like maybe for 8 weeks, I focus on her brain. For another 8 weeks, I focus on her liver, detox. So different themes. It really depends on, but I don't always use the same frequencies. Like I said, and also depends on the season. Like in spring, it's a good season for detox, to detox your liver. And I use our 10-week detox frequencies. And for sometimes, and she will let me know, hey, I'm gonna take a test. Can you run some brain frequencies? I will run brain anatomy, brain EEG, and a neurotransmitter. And also there's a library called cognitive
wellness. Yeah,
yes.
The cognitive wellness one.
Yeah, that kind of, so it really depends on, because somebody like her, she totally changed. At this point, I just want to maintain her health.
Right.
Yeah, she doesn't have any issues. That's why I teased her. I said, hey, do you want to take a break? You're almost perfect. Somebody like her, and she really pays attention to her health, and I just want to help her to maintain her health. And versus other people, they have issues, they're still struggling with their anxiety or stress, and that's totally different method to those people.
Very good.
And then also I have another client, she's the one, she started with me and she had a really good result. I helped her get rid of her menopausal symptoms, and she had a really bad night sweat.
Night sweats, okay.
Yeah, she described her night sweat like in the morning when she wakes up, she felt she slept in a pot of water. That's how bad her night sweat is.
That's really serious night sweats.
Yeah, and I helped her, and she was on my Genius for a period of time, and she felt better, and she stopped. I didn't push her come back. I said, okay, that's your choice. I respect. So about 4 weeks later, she came back. She goes, Jing, I really have to use it. I feel the difference. And I'm like, really? I say, you feel the difference? Oh yeah, I feel I feel my night sweat came back several nights, and I couldn't sleep as well as I used to, and so I put her back, and up to this day, and she's still using it. And she
That's wonderful. That is a wonderful story of how, I think the frequencies have to be, we have to keep the energy flowing. And, hot flashes seem to be related to menopause, but they're actually sort of the yin deficiency result of, the decades before building up to this. And it takes some time to really work through this. And I think there are a lot of things that you do as a biofeedback practitioner, first of all, you're paying attention to that person, you're listening to what's going on with them. That has real value just to be heard, you know, and you're able to meet them with issues in a way that addresses mind, body, emotions, you know, their thought process, subconscious, all of these different things you're able to test and send frequencies related to with the genius. And so I'm not surprised to hear that she really missed those frequencies and found a wonderful benefit in resuming them. What a really cool story and a testament to the work that you do. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, and I have to say, and really appreciate you and Ryan. And you taught us a lot of physiology and medical knowledge, and the system, the creator of the system is really accurate. I use our genius. The same person, she has kidney disease, and I helped her based on our traditional Chinese medicine library. And I taught her how to massage certain kidney meridian points. And about 3 weeks ago, she told me, because she's on dialysis twice a week, she told me she can urinate on her own 200 cc more a week.
From the time that you started using the frequencies with her?
No, actually just started from, she's been using the frequencies for a while, but I use our library because I run the frequency, I run the assessment on her based on our Chinese TCM library. Yeah. And I told her certain meridian points and you need to give a massage. And I helped her, I taught her how to locate those meridian points. And she massaged it seriously since this year. And we're talking about maybe two months. And but meanwhile, she's really consciously listened to the frequencies.
Yes.
And she massaged those meridian points. And about 3 weeks ago, she told me that she can urinate 200 cc more.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That must be so gratifying to you as a practitioner.
Yeah. I felt I was even more thrilled than she is. I mean, it's just amazing. But I have to say the system is very accurate. I just feel so bad for a lot of people. They don't believe things that they don't see.
For who? For what kind of people?
They don't believe in frequencies because they don't see it.
Right. That's why even we have the frequency and energy podcasts and different classes to understand that the reason that they don't acknowledge it is because it wasn't part of the core training that they had as they learned about the world around them and the universe. We were only taught the mechanistic view of the body, and yet so many other cultures learn, Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, all about the energetic flows of the body, like the Chinese meridian system. So it really is just sort of the basic concepts. If you don't know them, then of course it'd be hard to understand why the genius and frequency affects our energy field so profoundly. But what incredible experiences. We can't make medical claims with the genius, but the truth is that you're having maybe a lot more progress with people than sometimes they get with their own doctor. So that's kind of amazing and kind of exciting. And I think you had a couple more clients to tell us about. So do share.
Well, if I have time, I do want to share this particular client.
Yes, you have time. Yeah, please.
I have a dear friend. We grew up together. She's in China now. And we have 40 years of friendship. And she started using my frequency. She had a lot of issues before she started with me. She had a headache, and it's a whole and menopausal symptoms. And the only thing that I think she has that I don't is she's been doing meditation for 2013, about nine years. Okay, so about several days ago, she sent me a picture, and she always wears a silver wristband that from her mom. She said every day, this band never leaves me. And she sent me pictures. She asked me, did you see anything different? I didn't know why she asked me that question. I said, was it different? I just see the two ends of this band and the color is different than the rest of the band. It's kind of like a yellow goldish.
Interesting.
She said, yeah. And that's why I showed you this band. I said, what about it? And she goes, this is a pure silver band. And she said, do you remember in China? Here's another story. In ancient time, the royal family, the kings, and they use the silver spoon or silver chopsticks to test the food and see if any toxins in the food.
I see.
You know, they're always afraid somebody will
get poisoned.
Poison them. So they use those to test the food. So if you have any, especially heavy metal toxins in your body and or anywhere in the food, and the silver spoon or silver chopstick can turn into an even black color.
Okay. Oh, it'll turn black. Okay.
Yeah. And so that was she was the reason she showed me her silver wristband. She said the color changed. I said, what happened? And she goes, I just took a nap for 20 minutes and I slept for that 20 minutes. I didn't mean to, fall asleep. I just want to, close my eyes and rest a little bit, but because I was listening to the frequencies and I fell asleep when I woke up and I found out the color changed. And I was so excited because I remember in our summit, one of our practitioners mentioned she ran the frequencies on one of the pedicure lady who always has access to those chemicals. And after she ran the frequencies next day, she found a black something on her big toenail. And I said, is it possible you purge those toxins out of your body? She said, that's what I mean. I'm telling you. And she said, it could be toxins, it could be negative energies, but the color changed. And Ariel, I can send you the picture through the text. And she said, that's the key point here. And your frequencies purge something out of my body. And I was really shocked. My experience that people who are meditating on a regular basis, they have very profound result. And the result from those people tend to be like quicker comparing other people.
When you say people who meditate on a regular basis?
Yes.
And so you're saying because maybe combined with their meditation, that the frequencies are having a more rapid effect on them.
Yes, meaning if you purposely, consciously listen to your frequencies, you have better result. That's how.
Yes. If you meditate on the frequencies, if you, instead of multitasking, if you just concentrate on the frequencies themselves, you see in your clients that they have a much better effect on the client if they take the time to focus on the particular frequencies. Yeah.
So and I have another client that I run the frequencies, and she's another meditator. And my friend, I asked her, I said, how long you feel these frequencies work on you? I didn't expect this, but she said, the first day you run this on me, and I feel it in my ear. My ear was aching. I feel it. I'm like, really? But I didn't say anything, but I'm thinking the only thing that she's really persistently doing for 9 years, just her meditation. And that's how sensitive she is to these frequencies. Meaning, if you give yourself certain time and just focus on those frequencies, calm your mind down, and your result will be better and quicker.
Very good. you know, a lot of people do ask, they're like, oh, can I do other things? I want to do other things. I don't want to sit still. And it's good to know that your observation has been, it makes sense because a lot of it is intention and paying attention and receiving the frequencies, and you're going to take them in on a deeper level. And it makes sense that taking some time and really paying attention and focusing also your intention about what you want your those frequencies to do and the positive effects you want them to have. It makes sense that you would have faster, more effective results. And also, but your observations are powerful for all of us to know that that is your experience, what you're observing. That's really cool.
Yeah, so I think that's these typical 3 stories I really want to share with our community and or people who are watching our YouTube channel. I have to say this, I'm sorry, people, you believe it or not, frequencies do exist. However, if you don't judge, you just open your mind and give yourself to the universe, and you will see the result. That's all I can tell.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, I think the reason that was most of our practitioners found out the frequencies work so well on animals, on children, because they don't judge.
They don't have any mental resistance to already think, well, this could never work. How could this work on me?
Yeah.
And so they since they don't have that resistance, they're a lot more receptive and able to receive the frequencies in a powerful way.
Yeah.
There was a question here from Carol. She wanted to know what stone you have that you imprint.
Because my birthday is in November, so I just use my birthstone, and I have a bracelet that's my birthstone, citron, and I just imprint frequencies on that. That's the one. I think whatever, I believe in birthstone, but whatever the stone you always carry, and it will work. But my point is you have to. I highly recommend imprint frequencies into the one that you carry the most.
I think that's great. Well, you know, crystals are alive, and crystals can be programmed, and they're wonderful receivers for the energy and frequencies of the genius. And then wherever if you wear it or you carry it with you or you keep it close to you under your pillow, you're going to be, it's another way that you're in training and taking in the information. You're assimilating it into your field, and it's becoming part of you, which is amazing.
Yeah. So
that's absolutely fantastic. And how will you continue to grow your practice? Do you think it'll be word of mouth, or what would you like to see happen in your practice?
Oh, I think nowadays the Facebook, Instagram, and you post your, well, I don't want to use grow my business. I like to think of this as share information.
Oh, nice.
With other people.
That's nice.
Because this is what we're doing, the quantum biofeedback is the quantum physics realm. Not many people understand this, and including myself. I'm still trying to understand more and more. So I like to share the information that I learned with other people, in a hope that people can have open mind and accept this. That's what I think of this.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What does your husband think of all of this?
I think we're on different route. It's well, Ariel, you probably understand this. My dad is a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. Okay,
right.
He whenever this is years ago when we just got married. Whenever my husband was sick or anything, my dad never put his hands on him. The reason is that my husband is a Western medicine trained doctor. He does not believe in Chinese medicine. Okay, so my dad never put his hands on him because he doesn't believe in just Chinese medicine. And that's the rule. So we kind of on a different route. But
Gotcha.
I believe what
Each his
I
own.
do is non-invasive.
Yeah.
So that's how I can say it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, there's mutual respect there, but I'm
Yeah.
really impressed at what you're doing and so happy to hear of the successes you're having, with your clients. Is there anything in closing you just want to say about your experience with energy and frequency and utilizing the genius?
Well, I just hope people who are listening to us just keep your mind open and spread words around, and try to help people, try to share the information that you have, to help people recognize there are some other modalities out there besides traditional Western medicine. And I have high respect to Western medicine, but every modality has its limit.
Yes.
So that's all I can
Be
say.
open. Yeah, to be open to what works, especially things that are non-toxic, that are non-harmful, that don't have side effects. And there's nothing that you can do to harm people with the genius. You can only help them. And as you said, the genius works in partnership with your own innate intelligence. And as such, it takes what it likes and it leaves the rest. And so you can run any frequencies that you like. The best frequencies for the person are the red and the blue frequencies, because those are the ones that are resonating or connecting for that person based on their voice and picture today. And you can send them to anywhere around the world, which is really exciting that you're sharing this with your friend in China. Like, that's really, really wonderful and so heartwarming to be able to hear about that.
And also, I encourage people to go to our Monday weekly training class and take those classes from Ariel. We have a practitioner license at a lot of levels, and eventually you and use the success card and a mastery guide when you either run yourself or run for your families or anybody. Those are very, very, very helpful. And you can take them anywhere you go. And so that's what I want to encourage people to do.
Jing, I want to mention one thing that really I was really like impressed by is that you took it your own initiative to take a class, which is a little bit of an adjunct to our practitioner classes. And it's a little separate from the Genius, which was the high vibe nutrition class. Just tell us a little bit about that. And I only want to share it with our audience because I know it had a profound effect for you.
Yeah. I always say I never feel proud of myself in anything except this. And I took this high vibe nutrition class, and that got me into this route that I have chronic constipation since I was in second grade. Okay, and my parents kind of embarrassed to tell people this, but they kept giving me laxative medicine, Chinese medicine, Western medicine, and I've been on medicine for the rest of my life, I feel. And I remember every evening after dinner, I had to drink a big cup of Chinese herb tea. That tea has laxative function or property to my digestive system. And it's been until maybe now I'm thinking maybe 3 years ago. I even asked my husband, how do you treat your patients with constipation? And the suggestion is Miralax. So yeah, I took it and I started with Miralax, 2 capsules Miralax a day. I started. Okay, most people start with just 1 capsule. I started with 2 capsules, right? And but meanwhile, I was thinking I cannot live just like this. I have to take this every day. And I know the Miralax doesn't taste anything, but you still have to remember do this, and it's so annoying. I think it got to be some, better way. But I was taking a class. Ariel taught us that I don't remember what level is this about adrenal, thyroid, and then let me take the high vibe nutrition class, and I started fixing myself. I changed my diet, and I learned a lot from the high vibe nutrition class. And guess what? I totally cured my constipation. I don't need any laxative medicine. The only supplement that I'm taking is vitamin B12 because I'm on a whole food plant-based diet. I don't eat any animal product, so I have to take vitamin B12, and that's the only thing that I'm taking. And I have really good bowel movement every day, and I feel ever since I changed my diet, the inflammation in my body is really reduced a lot. I would say 50 to 60% because I had a lot of injuries from tennis, and it's just the result is really amazing. So
I'm glad. I'm so glad. And I think it goes nicely. The whole point of high vibe nutrition was to combine it with the that if your body is able to conduct more electrical energy, then the genius will be even better. And that was the point of that class.
Oh, definitely. All those leafy greens and combined with the frequencies. And that's why I don't know how many people at this age have this kind of energy, but I feel I'm over energetic. That's how I feel.
You play a couple of hours of tennis each day, right?
Well, because I have the practice, sometimes I can, but I would say at least 4 out of 7 days every week. So when I play, I normally play 2 to 3 hours.
That's amazing. Really, it's great. Well, Jing, I want to thank you so much for being part of our Genius community, and also by being so gracious and generous with your time to come over and spend time with us on the first episode of the Energy and Frequency podcast. I really appreciate you, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a great honor.
It was wonderful. And I know that people really, just in the comments, they really enjoyed hearing about you. So Jing, we'll talk again soon, okay?
Sure. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. So it's wonderful to hear from Jing and hear of her. You know, she's been doing this for 3 years. It seems like yesterday that she came on to the Monday class for the first time and was just wondering how this all works. And now to see her have so much success is really exciting. So again, thanks to Jing. We're going to be back here next week, and we're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of really interesting guests. And please join again next week, and have a great rest of your day, everyone. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.